Actually, your CAGR has grown about 15 odd percent in the last give or take 3-4 years, and in some way that does corroborate to the fact that, you know, minus retail, the business has only gotten stronger for you in the country. And what has also happened over the period of maybe in the last 6-7 years is that the increase of credit substitutes has also there's been a better need for credit substitutes rather than direct credit. That's been an important business for you as well. Outbound Forex has done very well for Citi. What are the greener pastures that you're seeing right now as you leave behind the Indian franchisee for Mr. Bala to come through?
So I think, obviously, you know, as globally, I think India has seen a lot of change as well, and a lot of it was initially on the retail space with digital lending and digital infrastructure and payments and everything else. But I think the need for capital in a country like India is so huge that I do not believe the conventional mechanics of delivery of credit or all the banking needs just from the banking system is going to be enough, right? We don't have enough banks, we don't have enough capital. So what you do need is you need more institutional investors to come in. And I think what we've seen on some of the REIT and the InvIT transactions is a great start. We need a lot more of that, because if we have to meet the funding of the kind of infrastructure needs India has, you need more capital markets, you need better risk allocation between institutional and bank investors. We need, and we've talked about this for a very long time, but finally we do need maturity of the rupee bond markets. I do think relative to equity markets, which are very sophisticated in India, the rupee corporate debt market needs to have a better maturity to be able to fund companies across non-investment to investment grade. So a lot more, I think, needs to get there.
So what is happening? Is there progress on that front? Because that's been talked about forever.
Yeah.
I think slow progress. I think there's more to be done, in my view, on that space. I think securitizations. Now you've seen, as the pressure on the bank balance sheets have come on, some of the private banks have started looking at securitizations as an option, right? So which is obviously a big area of focus for us. So for us, I think in terms of green shoots, we see progress, you know, because I think at some level, Citi's strengths are aligned with what India needs, whether it's flow of foreign capital, digital delivery, ability to get foreign investment money into the country, taking Indian clients out. So I think on multiple levels, where we are investing in, obviously, is I think we're trying to do more around a securitization business. That's an area of development. Commercial real estate, so trying to create more institutional lending. I think we look and seeing if we can play a better role on the private credit side. And then, you know, focus around capital markets will carry on.
Including private credits, because...
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a market we have to see how we intermediate. I think there are more players coming. I think there's an opportunity there, right? And for us to play a role in intermediating those flows.
That's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting. And you've also developed a very robust startup stroke fintech space within Citi. How do you see that transition? As some of your own clients there might be looking at IPO and giving various other exit options to their investors.
Yeah, so obviously, you know, that I would say the whole startup ecosystem, and India now has the third largest number of unicorns globally after the US and China. And I think the just vibrancy of the startup systems, the quality of the business models, the funding, the maturity, etc., is, I think, is great. So I think obviously we see them as very important investment banking clients who we can do IPOs for private placements, potential M&A. But also, see, what we have strategically done is started banking these companies within our commercial banking when they're up and coming, because a lot of them are now born global. So when, you know, when they launch in India, sometimes they're launching in the Middle East, they're launching in Singapore, they're launching in Europe. So I think the globality of a platform is very powerful to them. Their ability to give them digital solutions is very powerful to them.